So we got a new player called Kimi K3 into the AI arena, beating Claude Fable 5 and GPT 5.6 Sol X high in front-end code arena. As you can see, it is sitting on top with 1679. This is launched by Moonshot AI on July 16th. Internet is going crazy after the launch. So today we are going to test this against Fable 5 on 3 tests. One is a dashboard, a 3D game, and a full solar system. We are going to just give one short prompt. We are not going back and forth and we are not fixing anything. So by the end of this video, you will know which model to pick for which task so that you will not overpay for the power you didn't need. And for your information, I used OpenRouter for getting the Kimi K3 access. This is the marketplace for all the AI models. Coming to the harness, I used OpenCode as the Kimi K3 harness. For Fable 5, of course, I used Claude Code. Now let's get into the outputs. So this is the first build, the dashboard build. Same exact prompt. As you can see, this is the prompt. Build a complete analytics dashboard for a fictional SaaS product called PulseBoard, a website analytics tool. Single self-contained HTML file, no external libraries except Chart.js and all these things. I gave this and these are the outputs. So this is the output from Kimi K3 and this is the output from Fable 5. In first glance, you can definitely say Fable 5's output is much more cleaner. Kimi K3 is doing its purple AI slop and giving a lot of unnecessary pages here. But let me tell you something. So people used the Kimi K3, maybe they generated that with more back and forth, but they got an insane results from Kimi K3 output. So what I did is like it depends on the harness as well. So I tested this on OpenCode, so my outputs might be different than what others are generating. So I'm just reacting and I'm just letting you know on how I tested so that everything will be transparent. So that said, and as you can see the output, we got some unnecessary pages here in the Kimi output and the settings. Everything is like empty, just it added the toggles, and in the bottom it added some pro plan, something like that. Overall functionality wise it is good. We can change these toggles to 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. Everything is working as expected, and you can go through this graph and you can see the numbers changing around. And also here the visitors, it is updating live. That's also a cool touch. The only thing I didn't like here is the purple slop. And coming to the fables, this is much more cleaner. We are seeing less purple slop here, but overall it's a great design. As you can see, it is the traffic, it is going to traffic, top pages, it's going to the top pages. In here it is more messy, it's not functional anything. It added a lot of tabs in the left bar, and here it didn't say any pro plan or something like that. In the bottom left corner it says a live demo data. And again here we don't have any live visitors counting or something like that. And you can also change the view as table view and graph view. So it is also good, but this everything, the functionality is looking same, and we can also change it to 7 days, 90 days and stuff like that. Here Fable rounded off the numbers, but Kimi K3 is putting the full numbers. Overall I will definitely give it up for Fable 5. And as you can see, Fable 5 didn't put any favicon here, but Kimi K3 managed to put a favicon. That is actually a nice touch. So that's the first output. We are giving Fable as the winner. And coming to the pricing, yesterday I tried to generate all these outputs, but we are hitting rate limits quite a bit because it's a new launch and people are using it heavily. I burned the tokens, but I didn't get the output. So I tried it again. So the token usage is not so accurate here. So anyway, it's gonna consume more tokens than Fable 5, that's for sure, but it's way less expensive. That is also for sure. Okay, now let's go to the next build. So this is the 3D tower game build. So this is a 3D game stack. Let's open the game, and in the meantime you can see the prompt. Create a playable 3D tower stacking game in a single self-contained HTML file using Three.js loaded from a CDN. Block slide back and forth above the stack, and pressing a key drops the current block onto the tower, and so on. So this is the output from Kimi K3. So here, as you can see, you won't see any major difference. This is the output from Fable. This is the output from Kimi. Initially, it is giving big blocks, the Fable one, but Kimi K3 is starting from small blocks. But both are functionality wise, like you can click on space to stack the block. And if you stack more and more blocks, the speed increases. And once you are done, it will say game over and it gives you a score in Kimi K3. But in Fable, as you can see, it just says you stacked 4 blocks. So the copy is different, but rest everything is same. So I just don't want to pick one winner here. I'm just giving it for the both. Next, going to the next build. So this is a 2 flyovers. This is the solar system flyover build. Let me open the builds, and also this is the prompt. Create a 3D solar system simulation in a single self-contained HTML file using Three.js loaded from a CDN. Show the sun and the 8 planets orbiting in the correct order at different speeds with simple rings around Saturn. Add a free camera to the viewer, can drag to orbit and scroll to zoom, plus a button that starts a scripted flyover. The camera smoothly flying out from the sun past every planet in order and block. Label each planet by name. When the camera gets close to it, it must run when I open the file in a browser. No build step. So this is the prompt. Let me open the solar system. This is generated by Kimi K3 and this is generated by Fable. So on the first glance, you can't see any difference. It is completely so identical, and we cannot pick a single winner here. So the only thing is Fable added a little bit darker orbits, and this has much glow to each and everything which are spinning around. You can zoom in, zoom out, and if you click on start flyover, it just goes through the sun and changes to other orbits. So that is what it is. But in the same way, but the start of flyover button is on top left in the Fable. But it is even the animation is not like crazy different. It's smooth in both the outputs. Again, we cannot pick a single winner in this solar system build. So for this, I'm giving it for both of them. Okay, now we saw all the 3 outputs. So what I personally feel is Kimi K3 is very close to what Fable 5 is giving out, but charging very less compared to what Fable 5 is charging. It charges $3 for the input tokens and $15 for the output tokens, which is quite a bit for what an open source model is charging. Like open source models never charge this amount of price, but it is way less compared to what Fable 5 is charging, $10 for input and $50 for the output. So the open weights are not available yet. It will be available from July 27th. Then you can download if you have that amount of compute in your PC. Then you can download and use it completely free. Until then, you have to use Moonshot official API or this third-party platform API, and you can use the model. So overall, Kimi K3 costs roughly a third of Fable 5, and obviously it crushes Opus 4.8. So we can expect Opus 5 very soon, because Anthropic is not going to sit quiet. They charge quite a bit premium for a reason, but still open source models are getting so close and the competition is so high. One thing you have to keep in mind is if you are using the API key from Moonshot, currently the only provider here is Moonshot in OpenRouter, but so many people will come in later. So as you can see, only provider is Moonshot. That means your data goes to Moonshot. But if you have some other providers, so we can use them as well. But anyway, if you use cloud hosting APIs, your data will go to their servers. But if you want full privacy, you can download the weights and try it yourself. So that is from my side. So I just want you to tell me like what surprised you most, and did you try it on your end? Like did you try it on a different harness like Cursor, Cloud Code or whatever it is, or did you try it in the Kimi code itself? I just want to know your thoughts in the comments below, and like this video if you like it and subscribe for more. Bye.